Cheers.
Oh, I could see that on a cracker.
Right?
Is it a cracker you want?
No, whatever. You're my cracker.
Walked into that.
You really did.
Hello, hello. This is Jenny. You are listening to a free and shorter version of What Should We Talk About with Jenny Yang. Subscribe, rate, and review. And consider being a paid subscriber at jennyyang.substack.com. Over there, you can watch the full episode with links and time codes. And today, you will see me and Steph, your fave investigator, taste test a couple of my favorite unconventional snacks, including a college favorite of mine, Doritos with cottage cheese. Yeah, don't knock it till you try it. Paid Substack subscribers, I don't do second takes, y'all. This is it. We'll also hear about the plastic surgery thing I might get done, maybe. And now on with the show. What should we talk about?
What should we talk about? Was that good?
ASMR. Was that good for you?
That was really good. It was like ASMR.
That's the moment. It's a little moment of calm.
That's not your favorite part?
It's so dumb.
You like it.
So far, I like it. It is Friday, May 30th, 2025. And this week, like the Yang family's first time at a Costco, I've been overstimulated. This is What Should We Talk About with Jenny Yang, your weekly catch-up time with smart and funny people who give a fuck, probably too many fucks. We discuss topics submitted by our guests and you, the listener. Any topic, current, old, big, small, nerdy, petty, submit a topic. Leave a voicemail or text at 323-250-3589. On today's agenda, we have 1, podcast update, always. 2, a private investigator trend. People aren't cheating, they want alone time. Number 3, Pride Month is coming up. Number 4, Orange County Police charged with stealing $600,000 in workers' compensation. Number 5, coffee shops are throwing 10 a.m. DJ dance parties. Number 6, getting work done. Number 7, losing weight as a big foodie. And number 8, action items, a place for you to make note of some things that you want to take action on. Number 9, show me some love. And number 10, just for the paid subscribers, a taste test. And to present what the taste test is, this is the teaser. Let me uncover. Ta-da!
Okay.
Here we go, guys. This is our taste test. Our guest loves caviar. But unfortunately, I do not have the budget for that. Okay? So this is no Stratarga Bianco caviar from the Siberian albino sturgeon. We do have Armenian eggplant caviar. That's right. That's right. I like that I haven't introduced you yet, but we're probably going to get reaction shots of you. Same thing, right?
Yeah.
Listen, Armenian is a former Soviet Union.
Look, first time trying it.
Here we go. And then also, we don't have creme fraiche with bellinis to go with caviar. So instead, we have my budget luxury favorite, nacho cheese Doritos with cottage cheese. Yes.
Wow, that's a first time.
Listen, I want to shout out Lupe, my college dorm mate who taught me about this. She's also from Los Angeles, and she said, don't knock it till you try it. Doritos with cottage cheese. And
I'm excited.
it's actually kind of good.
Is it? Okay.
All right. So we'll do that at the end.
Perfect. Okay.
Today, we have Steph, a.k.a. your fave investigator on TikTok and Instagram, a private investigator who does infidelity cases, surveillance, foodie adventures, and self-care. So relatable. Steph, what do you want to shout out this week?
I think I want to shout out that I got over 8 hours of sleep this week, which is very rare for me.
Every night or total?
No, total. That's honestly how my weeks go. But no, like for the past 3 days, I've gone to bed early and I've had 8 hours of sleep and I feel so refreshed and rejuvenated. And because I do surveillance so much, it feels so good. Just to have a little rest, Yeah, I know.
That makes me so happy
it's
for
like,
you.
It's literally the littlest things, right?
You mean you got to actually do the thing that human survival requires?
Yeah, no, exactly.
What a joy.
Goals.
Exactly.
Goals.
Exactly. Exactly.
And always on the final mic, but not seen, is my co-producer of life, Corey.
You know,
Hi there. You also have been not sleeping as well. Can we talk? Can we tell the people about
can I
your?
tell you, I'm celebrating.
health?
I slept 8 hours last night too for the first time in over a month,
I love
and
that for you.
2 hours plus of deep sleep, which is for me, like I could sleep 7 hours and it's still
Yeah.
like 45 minutes deep sleep.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's me on the regular though. I'm a deep
huge.
sleeper.
She
Really?
is
Mm-hmm.
like a rock. This
I'm
one.
waking up every like hour kind of a thing.
I do not like that for you.
I know.
Why?
I think I have so much on my mind. I think just like work and stuff like that. But past 3 days has been really nice. It's been real nice. I
How does
love
that
it.
work
this.
as far as your dreams are concerned?
What was that?
How does that work as far as your dreams are concerned? Does one thing do you sleep poorly but have crazy dreams, or do you not dream that much?
I
because
don't
of your-
dream that much. I just sleep poorly. I don't know. Yeah, I think a lot of like sometimes I have anxiety at night. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I think definitely like that keeps me up a little bit, but right now it's good. It's good. These past 3 days have been good. And I think that's when I'm like alert too. You know what I mean?
Well, that makes me really happy.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know how to put it, but my little podcast update is also my little like, what's up is like, we had the biggest pizza party potluck this past Memorial Day
You did.
weekend. That's why I was like late on publishing the podcast this past week. And I just like blitzed through like editing the
Yeah.
social media clips this morning. But I was tired, but it was like super fun. We had like 100 people at our house.
Love
They
that.
all brought like food and drink. And
Did it go really late?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it started at 5, but
Mhm.
it ended late.
Yeah.
I am always the one to bow out and be like, peace. I'm
Yeah.
like taking a shower. Corey's like holding it down for the late shift.
Yeah. No, I'm like 9 p.m. Cool. I'm in my bed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But what's nice is Corey is a late guy. So if there are late people, we don't have to kick them out.
Mhm.
There's like, because we keep like a karaoke thing rolling on the lower floor, and
Yeah.
that really pops off
Yeah.
later in the party. Yeah.
I'm sad I missed it.
Next time.
I know. I know.
Next time. But we got a double oven from Uni. Shout out to Uni. They did not pay us for this, but they did give us the double oven. And it worked so
Oh
nice.
my God, I'm excited.
It worked so nice because we started out buying our own little Uni oven
Mhm.
using wood. And this one is like double the capacity and it's gas. So we're out here controlling it like we're like, fucking, what is it? Ground control for NASA astronauts. Okay. We're like, beep, 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 beep. Precision. All right. The
They were
shuttle's
amazing.
taking off. We
It
got the
came out so good, huh?
trajectory. It came out really well.
Yeah.
Well, and lucky for you, we also saved some dough.
I know. I'm
so
really excited.
You're gonna. This is totally off camera. We're gonna make some pizza for Steph.
Yes. I'm really excited about
Woo!
that.
Good job, Corey. Oh yeah, let's fix my hair. How's my hair? Good. Corey's learning on what it means to be.
I didn't know what that meant. And I was like,
Q2 Corey off camera doing the brushy strokes
Just
across his head.
You don't know him, right? You don't know if he has some kind of twitch.
no, I didn't. That's why I was just. But you guys had this whole thing. It's like on a baseball field when it's like,
Yes.
I was
Coup-
like, oh, they know exactly what they're talking
Couples-
about. Yeah,
couple signals, hand
exactly.
signals and sounds.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I think that is the nice part of having
Right.
a familiar. Because you don't want to feel like you're losing your mind, and because we long for a better world filled with fun, love, joy, and cool shit. This is What Should We Talk About with Jenny Yang. I fixed my hair too.
It looks so good.
Thank you. This is part of my podcast update. I already went. I'm skipping around. I don't care. I'm still on number 1, podcast update. I've been very frustrated with the lack of time I've had to prepare my hair and makeup for these things, which I'm trying to like not be so perfectionist about.
Yeah.
But man, I've been looking at my hair that's been fried from being a natural Asian blonde for the last year and a half. And I finally figured out a solution to like smooth it out and make it like a little more presentable.
It looks
And
really
so,
good.
Thank you.
It does. Healthy.
Finally.
So healthy.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I'm not going to get any affiliate commission off of it, but I'm like bought this thing off TikTok
Yeah.
that injects like moisture into like essentially
Mm.
a hot comb,
Mm.
if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And so that's a little better for my dyed hair.
I definitely need to get that.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you got,
Yeah, because
you're a natural blonde too.
I literally bleached it, and it's,
Yes.
there's a lot of fuzzies, a little, it's a
Mhm.
little damaged, so
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, we'll share.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
I
share
need it.
products. But anyway, how do I look? I'm trying to improve the lighting. I don't know, guys. I'm vain. What can I say? I think it's fine. I deserve to be vain, okay? If I was already a naturally, conventionally attractive model, it's easy for them to be like, I'm whatever. Oh, this whole thing? No. This took effort,
Yeah.
okay? Just to get to 0. What? What? I know I'm cute, but I'm not a model. Do you know what I'm saying? When you know you're cute, but like you're not like a conventional. All right. Do I need to explain this? Listen, we're all
No,
beautiful. I
I
get
think
it.
we're all beautiful.
Yes, I know, Steph. But
Yeah.
conventional models.
No, I get you. I get it. No, 'cause I'm a size 2, so I understand.
We're still on podcast update. Back to the pizza party.
Yes.
One of the things I had thought about with the pizza party, which I recorded footage of, I told myself and others that I would do a separate bonus post just for my like Substack on
Yeah.
this. But like when I think about our pizza parties and our ability, between Corey and I, we both come from throwing parties or throwing events or producing things. And I was a community organizer, political organizer.
Mhm.
And that's literally what your job is. Your job is to bring people together for a like-minded reason.
Right.
Right. And now we're in this world right now where people are like, male loneliness epidemic. How do we make friends? Gen Z, they don't know how to make friends. And how do we have in real life, no more doom scrolling, that
Mhm.
whole stuff. How do you make friends? That's the main question. It just made me think about it, like whether or not we have loneliness or you want to like do something more ambitious, like, I don't know, protest or do a general strike or organize for bigger things because you want to like live differently than what's happening now to push against the grain. Like the fundamental part of it is making friends.
Yeah.
Being nice, having non-transactional, mutually beneficial relational situations. Those are extra words just to say be friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all just summing up potluck, is what it sounds like to
Yeah.
me. Just get a potluck, and then
Just throw a pizza party.
everybody brings a dish together. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna eat each other's food,
Yeah.
and then we'll see what happens from there.
Totally. And that's why I really love Priya Parker's Art of Gathering, because her book is fundamentally about what it means to gather and
Mhm.
have a purpose, even if it's just a dinner party.
Yeah.
Anything that's group more than 2 people is a group.
Yeah.
And even with 2 people, you could argue is a group, And that requires 2 different individual interests coming together for something.
Yeah.
And there's things you can do to establish what's expected for a space, for a time period. And that's the whole thing. So Art of Gathering, highly recommended. We really should just keep the conversation going about what it means to like keep friends.
Do you know something I think about all the time with this?
What?
As a side note here, but throughout all of human history, right, the heart of the household is in the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Like everything starts and ends with the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because you are giving life to the people that are there. And so when kitchens were bigger or kitchens were a part of a thing and stuff like that, I feel like that is a place of gathering.
Yeah.
And then we stopped paying attention to the kitchens, and it started to be either something for that's the wife's place, or that's the help's place, or that's a thing,
Yeah.
depending on what part of society you're in. Or then we pay attention to our living room and our TV, and the heart of the house is around the TV and stuff. But I think it's bringing it back to the kitchen, or at least to feeding one another.
Yeah.
And in feeding one another, we build community, and in building community, you make friends.
That's real.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
That's a word.
Food is honestly community for sure.
It
Yeah.
is. It's the basis of our culture, of our survival.
Mhm.
So anyway, throw yourself a pizza party potluck or just a potluck. I love potluck. Number 2, there is a private investigator trend that our very own FavInvestigator has identified. People aren't cheating. They just want alone time.
They do.
Tell me more about this, because when you suggested this topic, immediately my brain went to Frank.
Oh yeah. The Frank, yeah, exactly.
If any of you are fans who follow Steph, Frank is one of the cases that you followed,
That's like my
where-
big one. Mhm.
right? Where like a daughter.
A daughter hired me to follow her dad because he was going away on the weekends, and he's like, every Saturday he's just like disappearing for a while. And can you just follow him to see what he's doing? Like, I don't think my dad's cheating, but like maybe I don't know what's going on. And Frank literally was living his best life. He really was. He went to the movies. He went to go get a cocktail. He went to he started dancing a little bit.
I love that
Yeah.
you have like the footage blurred out,
Yeah.
but you could still see that Frank is chilling by himself with this cocktail, just like enjoying, vibing,
Yeah.
people watching,
Yeah.
smiling.
And honestly, it's so nice. And all the cases, like the recent cases that I've been doing, I've been getting a lot of that. People just want alone time or a little bit of self-care. I followed a guy's girlfriend and she went to Whole Foods. She went to the park to go meditate. And I'm like, that I need to do that a little bit more for my life too. But yeah, a lot of the cases lately have been, I just want alone time. I want self-care. I don't need to be attached to my partner constantly.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I feel like what I love about my relationship with Corey is that prior to this, I've only dated probably somewhat avoidant people like me.
Mm.
So we were like hyper independent. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so whenever we talked about like, he doesn't commit, he's afraid of intimacy. Bitch, it's probably you too. Do you know what I'm saying? You're choosing someone in a messed up subconscious way.
Yeah.
At least for me, I'll just speak for myself, where you are choosing someone who isn't going to get that close.
Mhm.
And maybe because I was afraid of that, you know?
Yeah.
And I think Corey's one of the first people I've dated, probably the first, that's truly a secure attachment person. Or at the very least, someone who cannot fake how he feels and is very direct and transparent.
I love
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I love about you. Also, the thing you love about someone is what's going to annoy them.
Always.
to you. Where you're like, you are being way too dramatic and honest and emotional with me right now.
And that's the stuff you're gonna miss though. You know what I mean?
No, I love Corey because he was so upfront with his feelings, and it just made it so easy for me to be myself and feel loved. And what's my point? My point is, as much as I love that, I do low-key miss the days where I could just fart off. Because Corey wants to be more together than I probably need to be. Are we going to get into it?
I mean, I love spending time with you, stuff, but I need my time.
No, you do too. You're
require
not
my
just,
time.
no, you're 100% not just a like leecher.
I'm not a glommer.
You're not a glommer. But when we are together, you do love being right in my face.
Well,
like
listen.
cuddling, like
All
all
of
of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take full advantage of Snugs. I am a koala in this regard, so I will full on. Oh, why am I not on top of you right now? Then like why I could just hold you like a tree, and you either like that or you don't. But in the same, but in general, I need my alone time. I need our
100%.
space.
Yeah.
I gotta go
100%.
with my homies and kick it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think
or
it's like when
whatever.
you guys are together, it's together and it's, you know what I
Yes.
mean? You're spending time together and you're cuddling, you're all that stuff. But when you're apart, you have your own time and you get to go do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean?
I also spent most of my adulthood in relationships where I never moved in with someone. So this is also my first time.
Oh, this is a first.
Yes.
Oh.
Also, you're with dudes that like didn't like to snug, and so
Just one of them. Just one.
Corey's a snug.
Corey's
You're what I call when I follow people. My clients always are like, are they an angel or are they not? But you're an angel, Corey. That's what you are. I know.
Corey's a sweetie.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just feel like I get that because I think what concerns me a little bit though is that for some reason, someone in that family or person's life was suspicious enough to have to like hire you.
Right.
Even if like the result was kind of wholesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
they're just like trying to get a self-care day in. It tells me to me, it tells me a lot about maybe the lack of communication that's happening.
It's the communication.
And drawing boundaries.
But also it's like, yeah, it's definitely the communication. But also it's like the mom didn't even hire me. It was the daughter. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like the mom didn't really, or the wife didn't really care about what her husband was doing, but it was the daughter, which was interesting,
Is that also like you better reflect in on yourself
Right.
to see why you're hiring someone for this? Like maybe you got issues and you should talk to a person.
Yeah, I think it comes down to communication. Nobody communicated in that family at all,
I mean, honestly, relatable.
Yeah.
For my family.
Yeah.
The only thing that my family talked about growing up was the food whenever we ate together. So that's the only thing that united us. Otherwise, we had the Chinese news blaring.
Actually, same. Now that I
Right.
think about it. Yeah.
Like, how so?
Yeah. We would just like, now that I think about it, like we didn't connect. We didn't talk about anything. It's like, how was your day? How was school? No, it's like we sat down, ate, we talked about how good the food was, and that was it.
Oh my God, is that why we're both foodies? Because
Look
that's
at this.
because that's the only lifeline we had to
Yeah.
intimacy.
Oh my God, I never thought about that.
Also, I was a chubby kid.
Yeah, no, I was 9 pounds when I was born. Like I like literally like started
From
off.
birth?
Yeah, from birth.
Just a big old baby.
I've been dieting since birth, literally. But yeah, no, I never thought about that. Yeah,
I mean, listen,
interesting.
I'll psychoanalyze you all day. Let's just get into it.
I feel like
if
the
you
first
want.
time we met, we did that.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'll be like, what's your daddy issue?
Yeah.
But no, I feel like food is such an important part of how I was raised
Yeah.
culturally as well as like love wise, because if the rest of it was deprivation, food truly is important. Yeah.
Yep.
So that okay, let's get back to it. I forgot what it was. So people aren't cheating. Oh, so here's my question to
Yeah.
you. I want to know what it actually takes to be a private investigator.
Yeah.
Because I know you do a lot of surveillance,
Mhm.
but like we only see like the greatest hits and it's all packaged in a cute way.
Yeah, like a 1-minute video. Mm-hmm.
I just, because I feel like you're not telling us the realness.
I'm not. It all looks fun. When you see me sit in the car jamming to my 90s music and my eye patches, but it takes a lot of patience. Sometimes you're sitting on a case for 12 hours and in the industry it's called no activity and there's nobody coming out at all, you know? So a lot of patience. You need to be like quick with it. You need to be thinking ahead of what someone's going to do. You know,
Yeah.
if you're following somebody and you lose them, did they go left or did they go right? You need to like be quick on your feet, you know? But it's a lot of patience. Really. Sitting in a car for a long time and like not being able to go to the bathroom, and you know, a lot of people think it's like all fun and games, and it is the adrenaline rush when someone takes off and when they're cheating or something, like you
Like,
see
ooh.
that. Yeah, it's you know, that's the fun part. There's a lot of downtime to surveillance, a lot of downtime, a lot of snack eating and sitting there and watching, you know, I don't want to say this, but you know, sometimes I do watch Netflix in there. You want to be paying attention, but you know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah, it's all fun and games until you have to pee in a cup.
exactly. Pee in a cup. Or, you know, a little bit too much coffee. You have to go to the bathroom. You don't want to lose your person, you know?
Inevitably, on every TikTok you have,
Mhm.
someone's going to be like, what happens if you have to pee?
Always. That's like my number one question. What do you
Right.
do to have to pee? You pee in a cup?
I feel like you should teach more women to become private investigators.
Yeah,
But I feel like you have to be cut a certain way.
you have
You
to.
have to be willing to be super patient.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
how's recruiting? Can you recruit? Are you able to? Has anyone expressed interest?
So many people. I'm trying to hire a couple people right now, and people are like, I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. You know, and it's like, but there's so much that goes into being a PI, you know?
So no one's followed through.
No one's followed through. But also, it takes a couple years. So I went into an entry-level position, and you have to get your hours. You have to do 4,000 or 6,000 hours.
Working for someone else.
Working for someone else, working
Ooh.
for someone else's license before you could even get your license for the state.
It's like a trade. You're like, you're a tradesman.
Yeah.
And you got to have like your apprenticeship.
Exactly. You know, so I put in, you know, 2 or 3 years with the company, and then I was like, hey, I want to go on my own and do my own thing, you know?
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of work. It does.
What are some rookie mistakes?
Ooh. Rookie mistakes. Let's see. Being on your phone a lot is a rookie mistake. Definitely. Getting to a case. I had this happen to me, and not locking your door. So when you're on surveillance and you get to your case at 6 a.m. So my bread and butter is workers' comp cases.
Oh,
Like
we'll cover
that's
that.
yeah,
We'll
that's
cover
like
that
that's
later.
like a big thing.
Yeah.
So usually we get to the case around 6 a.m. And when you get there, you turn off your car because your car's not running the whole day. You need to be in the car and nobody knows that you're in there.
Yeah.
But your what do you call it? Your locks unlock when you turn off the car. So I did a rookie mistake, and they always tell you, lock your doors. And I had somebody literally who was like suspicious of my vehicle. I wasn't in a really great neighborhood, and jumped into my car, opened and jumped into my car. I had to get out of my car, grab him out, pull him out, and that's definitely like it's a rookie mistake. It's like you're supposed to lock your doors if you're sitting there.
For
Yeah.
safety.
Yeah, for safety, of course.
And if someone that you're tailing is suspicious of you, they might turn toward you.
Yeah, 100%. Also, you want to be prepared before going onto a case. You don't just like get your itinerary and you're like, okay, I'm going to go on the case. Like, I have to prepare for that. And it's a rookie mistake if you don't prepare for that. You need to Google the house. You need to see where the exits are. Before I get to a case, I know exactly where the exits are. I know if they were to go left, I know another street I can go down to meet them.
Yes.
Yeah, just being prepared for real. Yeah.
It takes a lot of anticipation
Mhm.
and preparation, it
Yeah.
sounds like, in
Yeah.
order for you to be a professional.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you're just an amateur
Yeah.
who's curious.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I started like that, I did.
Oh.
I started like that. I was trained. It's like entry level position. I was like, oh, I think I want to be a private investigator. I think this is what I want to do. I used to do loss prevention. I'm not sure if you know what that is.
Can you tell us what it is?
Yeah, so I was inside Macy's one time and I saw these people run out with like bags of clothes and like these two people following them. And I was like, what is that? So I asked the person working there. She was like, oh, that's our loss prevention. I'm like, what is that? They're like, they caught shoplifters. I'm like, oh, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. And they're like, they're in the back with the cameras. So for 7 years, I was a loss prevention agent and I would be in the back of an H&M on the cameras watching people and finding if they were stealing. And I'd go out and like literally handcuff them. And this was Mervyn's back in the day. I'm aging myself. Like, I don't know. Do you remember Mervyn's back in the day? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
because the mall that my house is very close to, Mervyn's.
Yeah. So that's where I started. And I literally got there like, here's some handcuffs, catch some shoplifters. I was like, you're in the camera.
No training?
There was a little bit. It was just basically like, hey, this is what you do.
Yeah.
You see them walk out with merchandise, you go and handcuff them and you apprehend them. I'm like, okay. And back in the day, you could do that. Now you can't do that.
Right,
yeah, there's no hands off. Yeah, exactly.
Damn, Steph. That's hardcore cop energy.
No,
right
it really
there.
was. It really was. And I loved it.
Why did you love it?
I love the adrenaline rush.
Is that what it was?
It was. It was just like, I was so good at it.
Why were you so good at it?
I have no clue why I was like, someone can walk in and that's not like profiling, but like, I was like, oh, they're going to steal. And
by their behaviors?
Yes, by the behaviors.
What would you observe?
A lot of people walked in with backpacks, so you kind of like knew, and I don't want to like assume, but like people would come in with backpacks, or if like you're walking into H&M and you have a Forever 21 bag and there's nothing in your bag. You know what I mean? There's no clothes in there.
Well,
yeah, exactly. That's like a big indication, right? But I just loved it. I loved running out. I love handcuffing.
Damn.
Like it was, it got to the point. I know. And then so after that, I was
I don't
like,
know if I want to feed this cop energy in you.
No, well, it's not cop energy, but it was like I was
handcuffing.
Well, they gave me handcuffs. Did I use them? No. They made it seem like that. Also, this was like 2004.
Listen, I don't want you to feel bad. We all grow and learn.
No, for sure. Well, I got out of that and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go into private investigation work.
Because you did at some point, I feel like from our previous conversations, you did consider going into the academy.
I did.
But you didn't.
I didn't.
Yeah. Because this is better for you.
I like this better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be a cop.
That's a whole
My dad
other-
was a cop and I didn't want to be a cop. Yeah.
That's a whole other life
That's
decision.
a whole other thing. Yeah. Uh-huh.
But it's like what you were kind of describing. Like there's that obviously there's adrenaline involved in the surveillance and what you do now. And essentially you're solving problems, right? And you're like uncovering truth, which I think is noble.
Yeah.
But I think what's tough about when I think about like zeroing in on that adrenaline rush of like being able to catch someone, that to me is like the heart of cop energy.
No, I know.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I know. And I think this is like with PI work, it's so much more fulfilling, especially like with, a lot of my a lot of my clients now are my followers that are hitting me up, or being like, so it's like, I feel like I know them and I'm helping them out to kind of solve this thing.
It's a different relationship.
It really is.
Yeah, it's so personal. I can imagine that because I feel like probably most people only know what a private eye does on like TV shows that are like Veronica Mars.
Exactly.
Or like,
it's a lot of like crime related stuff.
Totally. But they didn't know that it was accessible to them.
Exactly.
That's what I love about Your Fave Investigator.
Yeah, I feel like
a people's queen. A people's queen.
A people's queen. A women's queen.
Well, thank you for answering all of my questions about private investigators, and I hope I don't offend you by saying you're a cop.
No, I totally. Look. I know. I feel the same way. I get it.
It's just that when I think about that moment of apprehension, you know,
Yeah.
and like to live off of that, I
Mhm.
can't imagine it.
No, I get it.
But
Yeah.
I get the feeling though.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a stand-up comedian. I know what living off of adrenaline feels like.
No, for sure, for sure. I was also like, I think I was 20 years old, you know, back in the day.
Yeah.
And I can say this now. There were so many people that I let just walk out,
Yeah.
you know, because it was
It's like, is it worth it?
no, it's like a woman with a stroller getting baby clothes. You know what I mean? Like,
Ugh.
exactly, like things like that. And I remember at the time, my girlfriend at the time, I was like, I think I was like, I came home crying. I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, these people like are coming in and like obviously getting like clothes for the baby and stuff like that. Like, they don't have money to get clothes. And there were so many people that I let walked out. And I was like, this is definitely not for me. For sure. I need to go somewhere else.
That is rough.
Yeah.
When you're like, you got to apprehend the mom
Exactly.
with the baby clothes.
Yeah.
Whew. And scene. No, but that's real. Number 3. Pride Month is coming up. I don't know why Corey decided to wear his Pride Month shirt.
Is that your Pride Month shirt?
I mean, or just
This happens to just be this is a get out and vote.
get out
shirt.
the vote shirt.
But the shirt is
Oh, Pride or else.
yeah. This is wildly coincidental. Yeah. I was just like, oh, I like this shirt, and I feel like wearing yellow today.
Rather than pandering to our
But you know the brand.
Yeah. No, I
Right.
don't know the brand.
Oh no. Oh,
Uh-uh.
it's like the most classic popper that exists.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. So Pride.
Yeah. You're not the popper crowd.
No, I've never tried it.
Me
Have you?
neither.
No? Okay.
Apparently, some other people have.
Have you tried it? Oh,
Corey likes to mess with recreational drugs.
got it.
You know,
I love that for you,
since
Corey.
childhood.
You know, listen, I've been around.
I love that. I love also how matchy you are.
I know. Corey's out here.
He is. He's doing it. I saw the sandals earlier too. I'm not gonna lie.
Corey loves flair, and I try not to dim his light, but sometimes I ask him to be more coordinated.
Really?
I do.
Yeah. You know, listen, sometimes it's go bold or go home, and then other times it's maybe we just go home.
Number 3, Pride Month is coming up, and did you know it's going to be my first time going to WeHo Pride?
Okay, I was gonna ask you, do you go every year?
Here's the thing. I've been called an ally in my time,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never gone to West Hollywood Pride. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I fucking avoid crowds if I can.
I get it. No, I get it. I'm a Taurus. I get it.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I get
Like,
that.
it's messed up. Like, this is the elitist part of me where, like, I love being in entertainment in that even though I do see a lot of crowds for performing,
Mm-hmm.
I still have, like, a distance and it's, like, a controlled environment. But to be in the, like, mass
Mhm.
crowd, I don't enjoy it.
Okay, but
I love
what
a VIP
part?
line.
No, I love a VIP line. I love like put me in a different
On the
section.
list?
Yeah, on the list. Put me in a different
A
section.
little
I'm
section with some seating.
like, something. I need a seat. Don't put me in a club and I'm standing the whole time. I will not do it anymore. Not at my age. Put
So-
me on a seat.
So even in my 20s, you know, like,
Yeah.
I didn't go to Pride.
Really?
Even though, like, all the straight girls, it's an excuse to dress slutty.
Okay, but what event are you going to?
Well, I'm going. I still need to look because I got invited to walk with. I think it's walk or at least go to the event.
It's probably like the Dyke
Or-
March or something.
Oh no, you said that word. I did not. But it's for my friend who's the drag race icon Kimchi.
Mm.
Is hosting a thing, so I'm gonna go to drag queen Kimchi's Pride
Okay,
thing.
that's awesome.
I don't know
Yeah.
the details.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're walking or it's just an event.
I get it. I'm gay and I don't feel like I'm the best gay because I'm always busy.
Are you not a good gay?
I just feel like I don't show up to a lot of the events either because I'm honestly, one, really busy, but two, it's a lot. So I'm picking one event this time and I'm going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you care to share? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to it's called Dyke Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like you sit in a park and you just hang out with your friends at a park and have some drinks and, you know, eat some snacks, and that's how I roll. And
Sounds gay to me.
it's in the daytime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like anything before 9 p.m. I'm good. I love that.
Friend of the podcast, Kate Zazowski, a comedian
Uh-huh.
friend of mine who I collaborate with frequently. She has gone to that day.
Yeah.
I won't say the word
You won't
out of
say it.
respect,
Mm, okay.
but she's often wear her shirt that says D-Day,
D-Day.
not
Not
my
the
D,
no, not your D.
your D.
My D. I also went like thinking history. I'm like D-Day. Like I went way back, but you were thinking a different
I
D.
know, not like a World War
Yeah.
One D-Day.
Call it what it's called.
Okay, Corey, listen. Even if you're of a certain age, trying to get with the times. What has been your history of participating in Pride Month?
Yeah, I mean, I show up to, like the parade. I'm there at the parade, and I am,
Nice.
I definitely need to be better. I'm going to be honest with you. Definitely need to be like my friend right now. She was like, we're going to this, we're doing that. Like we need to march in the dike, the dike walk and everything like that. And we need to support this.
Did
And
you
these
say
are
yes?
our rights. And I said, yeah, sure.
Aw.
I did.
But in the past, no.
No, I know, but I'm going to be
Trying to
better
be a
this
better
year.
gay.
I'm going to be
Trying
better
to be a
this year.
better gay.
I have to. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing then. Like, how long have you been out?
I've been out. So I came out when I was 21. But I
Okay.
started dating my first girl at 16.
Ooh,
Yeah.
clandestine. Was it secret?
It was. And
Yeah.
I was like, how am I going to tell all my friends that I'm with a girl?
Yeah.
And when I turned 18, I was still with her, and she was like, you need to come out to your mom. And I'm like, she's like, you need to do it or we're not going to be together. And I'm like, okay. So I needed to go. And like, at that point, I was like, my mom's name's Leslie, okay? Leslie is this Latin woman that is not going to understand anything about this right now, So I ended up coming
Yeah.
out to Leslie. I had to get my own apartment after. Because
Why?
she was just like,
She wasn't having it?
she wasn't having it.
She kicked you out.
She didn't kick me out. I already had the apartment lined up, but I knew it was going to be bad, So I ended up moving out.
So you knew and you prepared.
I prepared, and she was just like, you're a Latin, you're a woman, and now you're gay, And the funny thing is now it's like it took her so long to understand it. Now, Leslie's at that Pride. Leslie's at the Abbey with me.
What?
Yes. Like she called me, what was it, last year on Pride. She's like, hey, Steph, are you coming to the family party? I was like, no, Mom, I don't think I'm in. She's like, don't worry. I told them you're going to be out Pride. It's on. I was like, I'm going to watch the fest. I'm like, who is this lady?
Your mom is making you gayer.
No, she really
better
is.
gay.
No, she is. At the Abbey, she was putting dollars down. I was like, who
Down ass
is?
cracks?
Yes.
Here we go.
I was like, who
Let's
is
go,
this lady?
Leslie.
I know.
She's
It
Joan
took-
Chen in the wedding banquet.
That's right. If you've watched the wedding banquet, which you should.
I haven't, no.
Yeah, Joan Chen plays my friend Kelly Marie Tran's mom,
Yeah.
who is like the head of the P-Flag committee.
Uh-huh.
Like the parents and
Yeah,
whatever. So anyway, she's like overdoes it though.
Yeah.
Where she's like, I love the gays.
I feel like that's where Leslie is headed, honestly.
but like that makes me happy for you.
No, yeah, it was great. It was hard in the beginning, and I understood, and she was never mean to the people that I was with or anything like that. But what happens is I started dating somebody, and she fell in love with that person, which is which is my wife. I can say that, like my wife at the time, and I think that's what it was to like put it together. She was just like, I love this person for Stephanie. And now they would call each other. They'd go like get their hair, nails done.
So that really helped. With,
it helped it. It really
bringing
helped
her
it
into the family.
Yeah, it helped it. Leslie now is like a whole different person. I call her Leslie. She doesn't want me. I don't call her mom. It's Leslie.
This is powerful.
Truly, is, right?
Could you as a 16-year-old have imagined that your mom would be like this now?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Why not?
I just didn't. She didn't understand it. I know she was like, I'm a minority in this, and you're a woman, and it's gonna be a struggle for you, and all this stuff.
Much harder,
it was
blah,
so
blah,
much
blah.
harder, and I know she grew up a little bit different, And no, I honestly didn't. I thought that it was gonna be like, I'm with a woman, but me and Leslie just don't talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's just like a whole different ball game now, which is amazing, and I'm lucky. I'm lucky because there's some people that don't get that.
Honestly, the fact that you lined up a place to live, to move out prior to officially coming out to your mom, it tells me something about your level of vigilance and preparation that like makes you really good as
what I do.
Private investigator.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You're like, I will prepare all the plans,
Exactly.
the exits. You had your exit plan.
Yeah,
figured out.
I did.
I mean, okay.
Mm-hmm. That's a good PI.
Do you have any advice for baby gays?
Honestly, just like be yourself. I know it's scary to come out. I was forced. I think you do it when you're ready, to be honest. Like, like my girlfriend was like, I'm going to leave you if you don't do this. I wasn't ready at all to do that, and I think it has to be on your time and when you want to and when you feel comfortable, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, That's nice.
I feel like there's so many people that build up so much fear about it too.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I've had so many friends come out and it's like, yeah, bitch, we knew that for
No,
years
yeah.
now. We were waiting for you to come to grips
Yeah.
with it.
It was also
Yeah.
a different time. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So what was this? Age myself, but damn, like 20 years, you know,
Yeah.
20 years ago or whatever. And it's such a different time from what it was before and to what it is now. You know, it's a little bit
Totally.
more accepted now for sure.
But then there's still pockets of America
Mm-hmm.
where it's like it's the 1990s or the
Oh,
2000s.
100%. Yeah.
So listen, Pride Month, still important.
Very important.
Still important.
I'm glad you're going.
Yeah. Crowds. Ugh. What are you gonna do?
I get it. I get it.
I was gonna ask what's your game when it came to advice. Gay advice on.
Like my game, as in like picking up someone.
But we don't have to do that.
We can. I mean, look, I think you need to walk in there with confidence. Always. You need to know who you are. You have to be confident. I'm not like yeah, I think it's just confidence for sure. Confident. Just be yourself, to be honest. That's it.
What if you don't like yourself?
Oof. You have to like yourself.
You got to work on you.
You have to
before
work.
You go
Yeah.
and try and be with somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
If
if
you
you don't love yourself, you're not going to be able to love that person you're trying to get at the bar.
But you know when people say just be yourself?
Yeah.
I bet you so many people are like, but I don't like myself.
No, it's so funny that you say that. I went to the Jay Shetty show last night.
What?
Yeah.
And how was that?
It was
Be honest.
okay. I thought I was going there for like a motivational speech kind of a thing.
No.
And he started off that way. He talked about like the spotlight effect, basically, like, you know, people, you like go into a room or whatever, you think people are looking at you and all that stuff. But then he brought in Jimmy Kimmel, which I love comedy, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm such a comedy person, but it turned into like a comedy show.
What?
Yeah, it was just like asking Jimmy questions and Jimmy was being super funny, you know, so I didn't really get I didn't get the part where it was like the motivational talk and everything, but there was a part that he said about he hates when people are just like, be yourself, you know?
He did say
yeah,
that?
he did say that, but it was like a 2-second thing, and then it just went into like this whole comedy thing that I was like, okay, this is
You're
different.
like, wait a minute. I thought I was going to church.
No, exactly.
But the sermon turned into a comedy show?
It did. And again, I love Jimmy and I love comedy, but it just wasn't
What you expected.
what we expected. Yeah, for
What
sure.
was the name of it, the show? Like, was there a theme?
No, I forgot what it was called, but it was like something Jay Shetty. It's like, honestly, I thought it was what he does in his podcast and stuff like that.
Right.
You know?
Right. Who knew?
There was
Listen, I've done my share of self-helpy things.
Yeah.
Back in the day on PBS, I was like a kid.
Uh-huh.
And I was like into the like self-help people that were on PBS.
Yeah.
And they would sell like DVDs.
Uh-huh.
And I remember being like, I want that. But it was like so expensive because it was like a gift when you donate. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't until I was older that I was able to get some of them. I ain't going to tell you who because that shit will get crazy. Okay. Here we go. Number 4. Orange County police charged with stealing $600,000 in workers' compensation. So the person accused is a police officer?
Is a police officer in Orange County.
Gasp.
Yes, it gets better.
Okay. Can you explain?
Okay. So, not a lot of people know this, but my bread and butter is workers' comp. So
And
I
explain
do.
what workers' comp is.
So basically, like if you get injured at work or anything like that, like you can go onto disability and you can collect money. So basically, you're saying like, I hurt my arm at work, I can't work anymore.
Right.
But you're out and I'm following you and you're at a baseball game and you're the batter. You know what I mean? So I'm the
Yes.
person that goes in and watches all that stuff. So with this cop, man, the story is crazy.
And it's a
So
woman who's
it's a
cop?
woman, it's a cop. So basically what happened was she got something hit her and hit her head. And she was like, I'm fine, but she went to the doctor and the doctor was like, you're good. You're able to work.
Because she got hit on the head.
She got hit on the
during
head
duty.
during duty.
Got it.
But then she told everyone basically like, her employment that she can't work because she's feeling dizzy and she's not able to look at a screen and things like that, right? So she found a doctor that put her on disability and basically saying that like, yeah, just write it off. And there's some doctors that just do that. But here's the catch. Her stepdad is a attorney for workers' comp. So he was helping her like going to like basically going and like representing her and like signing off on all this that like, and you know, with the doctor and everything. So they were both kind of scamming. They caught her, like she was getting her master's degree and she says she's not able to look at a screen. So she was like, obviously like getting her master's degree. She's looking at a screen the whole time. She's on the computer. She went to Stagecoach. She
Which
was
is
like,
a music festival.
it's a music festival. She's like partying and everything. So so when you do, like when you're on workers' comp, you have like limitations that you're not allowed to like pass. And yeah, so I don't know who did that case, but yeah,
That's shady. $600,000.
$600,000.
It is paid by our taxpayer dollars.
100%.
It is a state department of the state of California.
Mhm.
If you get, I've been on disability.
Yeah, no,
I've
and it
been
takes it
on-
away from
on
people that are
workers' comp.
actually getting denied.
Yeah.
You know,
When I left my first career in
Mhm.
politics, my my mental health was in shambles.
yeah,
And I didn't even know I could ask for it.
hmm
It was my therapist who was like, you're at a point where once a week doing therapy is not enough for you.
hmm
You might want to go to a group therapy session, which means that you need to take like 2 to 3 months off.
Yeah.
And just you come to group therapy 2 to 3 times a week.
hmm
You're not like intensely ill enough to like go into like inpatient services, but this is a thing you can do and it'll pay for part of your salary.
right.
And yeah, this is our taxpayer dollars.
No,
And
100%.
$600,000 of
That's
that
insane.
to send you to Stagecoach Music Festival.
It was insane.
It's like, how dizzy are you?
And
You're-
just like the stepdad being involved with it, and he's like a workers' comp attorney.
so
is
that's the next
insane.
level. That's the next level because
yeah.
apparently, if you have a stepdad who knows the system,
Mhm.
he was obviously helping her to
Oh, he
navigate
was.
around it
He was probably at her depositions. He was doing everything. Yeah.
to like keep the grip going.
Keeping, yeah. And some doctors, I've had cases before actually. So it's a closed case. It was a long time ago. But I was following a nurse who was claiming like disability. She's saying that she couldn't like move anything. She couldn't get out of bed and all that stuff. She worked for another doctor's office that they didn't know about. He was the one signing off on her stuff. They were actually having a relationship. Yes. So when I started doing surveillance on her, I was like, wait a minute, why does that look like the doctor that's signing off? He would like come to her house at 6 o'clock in the morning, pick her up to go to work. And he was the one signing off on her disability stuff.
Plot twist.
It was insane. Like, I was there. I was like, I followed her a couple days and I was like, oh, she's working. She's going to get in trouble for this. You can't be working while you're on disability, you know? But then when the doctor showed up in the morning, I was like, ooh.
The
Yeah.
plot thickens.
Yeah.
It's a twist and a thicken.
It really is.
Because like, what the? Here's my thing. People who are like disability scammers or like workers' comp scammers really ruin it for the people who really need
Who really
it.
need it.
That's what's so upsetting
Yeah.
about it.
Mm-hmm. And I don't like to take the cases of like, I get hired a lot for that, but the cases that are like a 70-year-old woman, we want you to go check on her. I'm like, I'm not doing that. You know,
Really?
yeah, like I just don't want.
So you sometimes screen yourself.
100%. And this goes back to when I was doing the loss prevention stuff and like letting people walk out, you know, but it's like, I've done 1 day of surveillance. Like we want 3 more days. And I'm like, she's fine. She's fine. She's an old lady. She's not doing anything. She's not going past her limitations that she can't do, you know,
Yeah.
I just don't want to do that. But hire me for, you know, I was working on a case for a 21-year-old that said they couldn't get out of bed at all and they were popping bottles on a yacht. That's what I want. Put me on a boat.
Wow.
Put me on a boat. I've actually taken a jet ski and like
What?
videotaped someone on a jet ski before too.
Just imagine you're on a jet ski.
Just like my glasses on, everything with my camera.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Honestly, isn't surveillance just so much easier now that everyone has a phone and
Yeah.
a camera?
It makes it so much easier.
So that you could blend in, because you could just look like some asshole on a jet ski
Exactly.
doing like a selfie video when it's actually turned toward like the other boat.
Exactly. It's so much easier. And a lot of my followers are like, how do they not notice you? How do they not see your phone or your
Yeah.
camera? And it's like, I only use the camera when I'm in the car. My car's completely blacked out. You can't see inside of it.
I know, I noticed that, and then
Yeah.
sometimes you have the shade on,
Mhm.
so like I think in one of your videos you're like, oh, I'm changing.
Yeah.
So you
Mhm.
feel totally protected. You can look out, but they can't look in.
They can't look in. No. And then like in public,
Honestly, we should just do that just for life.
no, honestly, like black out your whole thing.
Ugh, Orange County. And I mean, being a cop is its own category, but it also makes like public employees look bad.
No, it really does.
You know, we're out here trying to be like, you need government services, you need a safety net. America has the most terrible attitudes towards that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being like, only certain people deserve to live, truly, or to live with the basic necessities. And we got a police officer out here taking $600,000. That is so much money.
That's a lot.
Even adjusted for California and Orange County, y'all.
Yeah.
$600,000 is a lot of money.
That's a lot, especially because some of the disability, I'm like, that's a lot of money given to somebody, like some of the disability, you don't get that much money. I'm like, how did she come up with 600,000? I think this happened in 2022 too.
You know what? It's also because there's a formula for how much you get according to your salary, right?
There you go.
So when you think about how high that number is, it's also an indication of how much
what she was making.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's making 6 figures.
Listen,
100%.
Listen, I'm sure you have a lot of law enforcement followers, so we don't want to get too ACAB on here, but I'm just playing.
You're not.
Listen, like I said, I'm not trying to mess with your bag.
I get you.
Number five. Coffee shops are throwing 10 a.m. DJ dance parties. I've noticed this too. It's not just in LA, but you brought this up.
I did.
You want to talk about this? Why did you want to talk about this?
I want to talk about it because this is exactly the party I'm attending.
Yes, let's go.
This is the
cheers to you. Corey doesn't care about coffee or mornings.
I like DJs though.
You do like DJs because
Corey, you don't like coffee?
DJ. No.
Are you a coffee drinker? Okay. Like I have 3 cups kind of a day.
Do you know how much of a fantasy it is for me to just imagine having a romantic morning with my guy that might start at 9 a.m. with him making me breakfast and then us going to the farmer's market, getting coffee, or him making me a craft cup of coffee, a little cappuccino. That's a true fantasy of mine.
That's my Sunday mornings. That's my Sunday mornings ever.
Should you be my husband?
I mean, Corey?
You're welcome. That's fine. To get to the 10 a.m. DJ party, for me, it would be, I looped the night, and I'm still going, and then we went to the 10 a.m. party, because it's like, well, we're at the 10, we should really be going to bed, but there's a 10 a.m. DJ party, so let's us all rally up.
Oh, no. It's like, get up early, go to the coffee shop.
Corey's older than me, but he is a former party boy.
Yeah.
And I'm a night owl. I don't love early mornings. I just I naturally don't go to sleep until midnight is my standard. I should go to bed now, but I'm not going to go to sleep until probably 2.
Yeah. No. So this is not for you, Corey.
Yeah, no.
No, it's definitely not.
I'll go with you.
No, this is my dream come true. It really is. It's you go have a coffee. I'm actually slowing I don't really drink as much, but I love and that hungover feeling, I can't do anymore. When you drink now, I'll have 2 drinks. I feel it for 3 days.
Yeah.
3 days now.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, because you're living that clean living life.
No,
now.
I really am. So a coffee, 10 a.m., a little DJ set, everybody just going there.
Both of us. Action.
But that's it. That's all we have to do. A little 1-2 step. We're not doing too much. And we're home by 2.
A little people watching.
Exactly.
A little pastry.
I feel like the event that I saw that was the 10 a.m. DJ parties though was they are turned the fuck up.
No, there is some
There's
of that.
100
It's house music.
Yeah, no.
Full on.
But are we turned up on caffeine?
Yes.
That's amazing. Other than because you're not gonna, you might have a panic attack. You know what I mean? But you're not going to be hungover. Yeah. You won't be hungover.
There's no strobe lights. It's probably outdoors.
Nothing. It's perfect. You know what I mean? And you're home by 2, dinner by 5. Done.
Oh, what a life.
It is.
I love that.
I feel like it's
I'd go with you.
No, we're going. That's it.
I'd go with you. A lot of them are on the west side for some reason.
I know. I saw that and I don't go over there.
Let's not go over there.
No, it's a Daybreaker group is the guys who are doing this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, there's a couple of other spots that have started to do it too.
Do you feel that way too? I don't go to the west side.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really hit west of La Brea or Fairfax.
Much. Got it. Okay.
If I go to West Hollywood, it's because I'm meeting a friend or
you're going to Pride,
or I'm going to Pride for the first time. But listen, I am a morning person.
Yeah.
I love coffee. And the only time I'll really have an espresso martini is if it's a brunch thing, I can't handle even caffeine too late in the day or it's going to mess me up.
Are you a wake up, make coffee here or go to a cafe and enjoy a lavender latte kind of a thing?
I will do either thing, but I usually won't get a specialty sweet drink.
Okay. So
I know all the girlies love a specialty sweet drink.
So what are we doing? Just a cup of joe?
Just a cappuccino.
Okay.
If I'm feeling I'm ready to really hurt myself all night and not sleep, I will indulge in like a pour over black coffee,
Oh,
but that's so strong.
yeah.
And I know I can't handle it, even though my taste buds want it.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can't handle it. So
Okay.
I'll just get a little cappuccino.
Got it.
A
Yeah, I'm
little
not
oat
sensitive
cap.
at all. At all.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah. Like I can have a
I'll do
coffee at night
matcha.
and still go to bed.
I'll do matcha.
Yeah.
But, you know, only sometimes will I like experiment with like those like trending little mix mash, like the way
Yeah.
people do like strawberry matchas or
Mhm.
like, you know, or like a cookie butter cappuccino.
Mm-hmm.
I'm into that too because I like the like cuteness and novelty of it.
Right.
And I'll have some of that, but I cannot crave that level of sugar in the morning.
Got it.
I will always eat before I like drink coffee because I'm that sensitive to it.
Oh.
Other people, they like realize that might affect their anxiety later.
Yeah.
So that's like become a thing.
Yeah.
But like I've always known that. So like I will never just wake up and be like, let's go espresso.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
me.
no. I do more decaf. I do like a 80% decaf bean
Oh, okay.
to like a 20% caffeinated bean. I call it a depresso.
Oh, a depresso.
Yes.
I like that. I like
Because it's
that.
depressing that I can't handle my
Yeah.
caffeine.
I like that. Yeah, no, I'm the opposite. I'm definitely the opposite.
I'm so
Like,
jealous.
Yeah, like
Honestly, when the first time I ever heard someone who
Uh-huh.
said that they can handle caffeine at any time of day, I'm
Yeah.
not like racially profiling, but it is a Latina.
thank you.
It was like then they were just like, oh yeah, I was like a toddler when they were feeding me a
Yeah.
little
But that's
cafecito with sugar.
But that's with like so like Latin parties and stuff like that. Like at the end of the night, they're like, "¿Quieres un café?" Yeah, like you always get like a coffee with a
Totally.
little like cookie or something like that, and it's like midnight.
That's
you
white
know?
people shit too.
Yeah,
Yeah, my
is it?
mom was on that always. Like,
Really?
yeah, we would at the end of
That's
dinner.
like
they'd have
standard dinner
cocktails
thing,
and stuff like that.
traditional dinner.
And then we have a coffee, and then we
Yes.
go, you know,
yeah,
like yeah.
exactly.
That's like European,
yeah.
I would say.
Mhm.
But that also means that like you've expended a level of energy during the day,
No,
so that
for
when
sure.
you're like drinking that coffee, it won't affect you as much
Yeah.
because you can still sleep. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're sitting around all day and then you hit like a 9 p.m. a 9 p.m. coffee, I don't know, dude.
It's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've been
Different.
burning energy all day, your adrenal glands are already fried.
Yeah,
so they're like,
Totally.
"Ah, it's fine. You can
Yeah.
take a
You're
coffee."
just gonna be knocked out later.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, listen, we know that Americans as a culture and society are far less active than we used to be.
We really are.
Okay. These other countries, they've been working out all day in
Yeah.
construction, in the fields, in the service industry, whatever. Okay.
Right.
And then they're drinking coffee at night. They deserved it.
No, 100%. 100%. Look, I'm for it. I'm for the cafe parties.
Yeah, I like that. I also love that there's another kind of there's another thing that started in New York, I think is now in LA. It's called Early Birds with a Z.
Uh-huh.
And so I think it's like a group of women or something
Mhm.
who decided that they needed to like start an evening dance party, going out night at like 6 p.m., 10 p.m. It's over.
I love that.
A 6 to 10er.
I love
Woo!
that. It's the older I get, I love that.
Gen Z is also overstimulated from like being online.
Mhm.
So I feel like, do you know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
feel like that's like a lot of their thing. Like they'd have to like get some dopamine withdrawal and touch grass.
Yeah.
And like what's
Touch
better,
grass.
right? What's better than like a safe 10 a.m. coffee party?
Right. I like it. I feel like a lot of people are transitioning out of like not drinking a lot of alcohol lately too. Yeah. I think
It's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing now. It's
Yeah.
So
like-
sad.
The alcohol industry, I mean, let's be honest, like it's a lot of it is taken away from the legalization of cannabis and other like psychedelics, right?
Oh, there's elements of that 100%.
Right. That kind of it took
There's an
some of
argument.
that market.
It's the dumbest argument though, because at the end of the day, you're gonna smoke weed, or you're gonna drink, or you're gonna drink and smoke weed, and none of the other ones inhibit you
compete?
from the other. No, every time they said the same thing when they were banning cigarettes, and they were like, "Oh, well, no one's gonna go to bars anymore because you can't smoke in the bars. You can just drink at home." And I was like, "No, it's fine. We're still gonna go to the bars and drink because we're social."
Right.
You know,
I know it's different.
it's so stupid. It's the dumbest argument. I need to get over it because
Wow.
weed should be legal nationally the same way liquor
I
should
know.
be, and it's all stupid.
I'm all for people wanting to go out, but I don't think people can afford it. I think
Yeah.
that's the problem,
Mhm.
especially in LA.
Yeah. It's very
One
expensive.
cocktail is, or even a glass of wine is $20.
$20.
How did we get here?
I actually went to a restaurant recently, one of my favorite chefs, but the drink was $30.
What?
Yeah.
This drink better be my dinner.
No, it was insane. I was like,
Was it the best
"Okay."
drink you've ever had
No,
in
it
your
was
life?
espresso martini. It tastes exactly like the other
No.
espresso martinis, but
Unacceptable.
$30.
I am all about paying incredible food and drink craftspeople what they're
Mhm.
worth,
100%.
but not on the backs of a $30 cocktail.
No cocktail needs to be $30. I'm sorry. No, not at all.
Oh, that's rough. That's when I believe in a flask. Okay,
Just in your back pocket.
just like this is medicinal.
Wait,
I'm so sorry, I have a
are you
prescription.
turning away and doing it, or are you just pouring it in?
Oh, we could do a pour in
Okay. Yeah, a little bit more classy. Yeah, you know what I mean?
instead of like,
Yeah, exactly.
"Hey, let me go to my
Hey,
secret corner.
yeah, exactly. Hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. But no, a little class, like just underneath. I get it.
Could I just get a coffee?
Yeah,
Glug, 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 glug. The coffee is like
$4.99.
Totally. $4.99 for my coffee martini.
Exactly. She's like, she didn't
Easy.
order a martini. What did she get?
I don't know, but that's why it's like everything that is like failing us as a society is like systemic.
Yeah.
It's like a policy problem. It's like the man. It's the system. It's the world. That's why we got to band together
Mm-hmm.
and change things. Because the things that make life worth living are becoming too expensive.
No, it really is.
I'm just saying.
It really is.
I believe in snacks, self-care, and surveillance only for those who deserve it.
Only for those who deserve it.
Not 1984 level surveillance.
Not an Animal Farm
No.
1984
Orwellian
surveillance.
surveillance.
Wait, I've never seen you in a hat.
I have a big head.
That's
I gotta put
because
it
she
at the
doesn't.
end.
You got to go
You
to the
see
last
this?
snap.
Not the last snap.
I'm a last snapper over here.
Let's see.
Look
And
at
then
this.
it's still
But if
only
it's-
the top.
It looks good. It looks good.
And you know what it is?
Look at
It's
us
the
twins.
bangs. Oh my God, twins!
Twins, even with the white
I
sweater,
know, I
gray
made
sweater.
You wear a
I
little
know.
oatmeal sweat.
You know
The
what?
cult is strong.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I might have to buy one.
You should.
I might.
I'm not. We're not at that level where we could just give you a branded sweatshirt yet. I'm so sorry. You can't go home with
That's
this.
okay. That's okay.
I wash this every week. I like to restate that. Reuse, reduce, recycle.
It's washed, everybody.
But you know, when you have hard bangs like mine, it's hard to kind of wear hats. It's always got to be tilted back. You know what I'm saying?
I get that. It's swag. See that? I like it.
I got a big old head.
It's
I
like
got a big old
yarmulke
face.
with a bridge.
No.
With a brim on it
It's
over
always
here.
got to be like.
I love how you guys like just clown on each other. It's hilarious. But I love that because like that's what makes a relationship so good when you guys can do that.
Well, Corey is one of my best friends
Mm,
because we get along. He makes me laugh.
I love that.
Thank you for the hat.
Of
I really love
course,
this.
of course.
You showed up with gifts. You got a little verve. You got
I
me some.
did.
You got me some. You know.
You need the eye patches. It's like the signature thing. Both of you guys tonight. That's what you're doing after the
Listen.
pizza.
If anyone needs them, I need them more than her.
I mean, he's out here burning the midnight oil over here.
That's hard facts. I'll just put those on and then go play Call of Duty.
Yes, that's living. You know what I mean?
I love that.
Everyone deserves 24K gold eye masks.
Absolutely. And a little snack.
I
That's
know.
it. Mhm.
Ugh. Number 6, getting work done. I am fascinated by the fact that you had some lipo
Are you?
because I was going back to your archives
Uh-huh.
of your popular TikToks.
Okay.
And I saw that you had a chin
I
strap.
had the whole chin strap on there.
Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
tell me more about it? Because let me establish my position on getting work done.
Okay.
I am open to it.
Mhm.
I do not judge on principle the idea that people want to modify their bodies to feel better
Mm-hmm.
on principle.
Okay.
And I might do that myself.
Like that.
I feel like there's some nuance behind it and who can afford it and why you're doing what you do and how extreme it is.
Yeah.
All of that.
Are we
That's
talking
for
like
discussion.
Kris Jenner's new facelift?
Ooh.
I'm not going to talk about. I don't think I've seen it.
You haven't?
I've
Oh
heard
my
the
gosh.
chatter about it. I try to avoid the Kardashians, frankly.
Okay.
But I do love following IG Famous by Dana.
I don't know. what
IG
that is.
Famous by Dana is one of my favorite accounts. She stands on all her business.
Yeah.
Always. She's so transparent. She's like a esthetician, beauty consultant.
Mhm.
She works with a lot of medical spas,
Mhm.
and she's an expert in beauty work, right?
Yeah.
Aesthetics work. And so she is very popular for having people be like, ooh, so-and-so celebrity's face is different.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you do your analysis of what you think they got?
Oh,
So
yes,
she always
yes,
just goes allegedly this, or she'll be like,
Mhm.
she'll zoom in, she'll like search like photos and be like, this is a blef mark. They probably got like an eyebrow lift
Right.
or an eye lift. She probably did this, really good injectables, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
And so she educated me a lot on it. And she's herself is very transparent with her own journey.
Yeah.
And she even talks about the politics behind it, which I love, like the fact that like, she has a philosophy behind it.
Yeah.
She just believes that it should be more accessible.
Mhm.
and that people shouldn't feel ashamed of it, which
Yeah.
I agree with.
Yeah.
I love that level of transparency.
Yeah.
If and when I get my work, I'll tell you about it. Because
Do you know what you want to do?
Yeah. Well, look at that. You just caught the end of the free episode. If you want to hear the entire episode uncut, subscribe at jennyyang.substack.com. Being a paid subscriber keeps me talking my shit and get the full extended cut plus bonus material. All right. Being a free Substack subscriber is fun too. You get access to our subscriber. How do I say subscriber without tripping over? Subscriber only chat where you can start threads about each episode and the wild news of the world with me and a like-minded community. Also, remember to leave a voicemail or text at 323-250-3589, 323-250-3589. I should do a song about it. To get on next week's podcast agenda. And please do me a favor. Be sure to follow, rate, and review wherever you listen to this podcast. If you write a cute review, we might just read it on the air. Thank you so much. Oh, also, see you next week. I lied in my outro last week. My actual guests next week will be a couple of my comedy heroes, the Larry Wilmore and the Kulap Vilaysack. Okay, bye.